Hi, this is Ku from Synergy Stuffing. This video is to explain how to use these timesheets in Excel format. Okay, this is monthly attendance timesheets that we modify from the previous uh, um, uh, template. What we do is we enhance the formulation and make sure the accuracies, the data being accurately calculated. Okay, now first thing first, this worksheet is been protected. So if there's only a certain field that can be edited by the users. For example, here if I want to edit, it will stop me to allow only to unprotect the sheet. Only I can edit the things. Okay, let me explain the overall structures of this worksheet. First thing, this is the title areas. Title area only you can user only can able to edit 4 field, which is the section name, department names, months and years. And these months actually will translate it and equal to this field here. For example, if I want to change to October, then it will change to October over here, and then the rest of the field you cannot touch it. Now the second portion of it is actually the name list of the particular staff in the particular sections or the departments. Here the names is actually we wrap the names so that when you type it very long, it will go to the second lines. Don't worry about the long name. Okay, you can put in your positions and agency. All right, so in this worksheet it cater for 20 um, 20 staff per worksheet. Okay, now let's jump to the third section, which is the section for data entry for the monthly attendance and the OT hours. So this is highlighted that the user can actually edit the field. For the H, these fields and this field is protected. Now how do you do it is, first thing is, if let's say assuming this is empty, you can see here this is a gray highlighted field. This is a conditional formatting, so you can, when the moment he detects that any field on that, they will change it to white highlighted, no more highlights. So for this case, we base same as the previous template, use a certain legend to represent on the day the status of the staff. So the first thing is the present. When you put an X, you can have a lowercase x or uppercase. UPL is unpaid leave. AL is for the annual leave and or the emergency leave. Public holiday is PH. Rest days is the R. And I want to further stress is actually for the replacement leave, we put in as a rest day because this is authorized rest day, because it's excluding from the normal leave AL, so we want to park under the rest days. A is absent, which is there's no leave application and the guy just accept absence on the day. S is a sick leave. All right. So here is look at the several scenario here. You can have all the small cap, you can have all the upper cap, you can have mixtures, so you will detect it. Now let me explain it. When you put in the R, when you have the X here, the lower the lower cells following the particular cells, when you put a R, he will the cells below will be green highlighted, and if you put in the PH, then the following below cells will be yellow highlighted. Why I want to make it highlighted? Because it'll be a little bit different that the OT entering into the particular field. Okay, so the second line of it is actually every section of it is actually the total OT hours. For the normal day, okay, for the normal day, I want to remind it, all these day hours, it had to be either purely OT hours or is a total working hours without or after the deductions of the break hours. For example, if the particular persons work for 10 hours, then the actual work hours is 10 hours, and he minus out the break hours for 1 hours. Actually, the net work hours is 9 hours. So when the net work hours 9 hours and minus out the standard 8 hours, then you have 1 hours OT for the normal day. Now, however, if it's on a rest day or the public holiday, we have to capture the net work hours. So the net work hours for the particular, just now the case, he worked for 10 hours on the clock, minus out 1 hour break hours, then you left 9 hours. So on the rest day or the public holiday, you have to put in the full 9 hours working hours, rather than you have to minus out to get after the 8 hours, only you put in the OT. No, so you have to put in the full work hours on the rest day and the public holidays. Now let's this is the entering sections. The fourth sections of it is actually the formulations. Formulation has two parts of it. First is the OT calculation, and another one is the detections of the day, the status, the summary of the status on the day. Now let's look at the public holiday, the OT hours, that the logics of detection. First case, you look at if it's work on the work out rest day, you have to enter the net working hours after the break hours. Okay, so this guy, you will probably work on 11 hours and minus out 1 hour's break, then you have 10 hours working, net working hours on the rest day itself. So the 10 working hours, you will have a total rest day OT, which is OT 2.0 for 10 hours. Okay, same if the practical person work less than 8 hours itself, which is normal 8 hours day, but we still pay them a 6 hours rest day OT. Now the case for apply for the public holidays is a little bit different. When the public holidays, the first 8 hours, the staff will get a rest day rate for the first 8 hours, which is the OT 2.0, which is 6 hours for this case. Now the second case for public holiday is if the practical person net work hours is 12 hours. For example, he worked for 13 hours on the clock, minus out 1 hours, then he had a 12 hours total net working hours on the public holiday itself. He have a 12. So the first 8 hours will have a OT 2.0, which is a rest day rate OT, and the remaining 4 hours will under the PHOT, which is a 3.0. So this is the logic. Okay, now the third one, I have adding a total OT hours. If the total OT hours more than 104, that particular field will be highlighted as yellow, then so that it can be easy to identify from checking purpose, for the checking purpose to control the OT hours for that particular staff. Now let's talk about the days itself. This day is actually will calculate the total working days for the particular staff on the month. That including in the formulation, including the normal working hours, normal working days, and also rest day plus the public holiday if the particular staff work on the rest day or the public holidays. The same logics apply to the overall. If you want to look at the overall on board on the day, this one also, it will detect the normal days, rest days, and public holiday if the person work on the rest day and working on the public holidays. Now, so then here I want to further talk about is, you can see there's some field is -2, -6, -2 here. This is applied to the person that on a particular day he work less than 8 hours. Okay, for example, the person work on the clock, he worked for 7 hours. So after he worked for 7 hours, minus out 1 hour break hours, then actually net work hours is 6 hours. So if it's 6 hours minus the 8, you have a negative 2 hours. The negative 2 hours will be automatically converted to a decimal point on the daily rate basis. For example, in this case, 2 hours is 0.25, and the particular person have 4 full days absence, so 4 plus 2.0 2.5 will be total 4.25 for the absent days. So for synergy staffing, we will sum up these two fields, which is unpaid leave and the absent. Unpaid leave meaning apply for the unpaid leave, absent meaning he did not apply anything, he just absent on the day. So we will sum up these two as the total unpaid leave in the timesheet for the salary deductions. Okay, for the annual leave, we only able to detect on the daily basis itself, that we cannot detect on the half day basis. So when there's annual leave for full days, then it will detect the annual leave. Same apply to the public sick leave also. So for this is the last sections, and then you will have all the summations on the numbers, and the summations on the what's it called, this on board, so on the bottom of the worksheet. All right, so basically this is the overall explanations of the this how do you use this worksheet. Okay, that will be all right. Thank you very much.